Hey everybody, Ed from the Daily Downshift. Following up on a story I did the other day talking about how the Ford CEO said there was a tech worker shortage and he had like 100,000 bays that were empty because they didn't have the technicians. And it really applied to all the car manufacturers, not just Ford. The Ford CEO says he has 5,000 open mechanic jobs with six-figure salaries from the shortage of manually skilled workers. And then he says, we're in major trouble. So going to play this. Let's see what he has to say and probably provide some commentary as well.
During the union negotiation, I did a lot of gemba, just going to our plants and listening. And the older workers who'd been at the company said, none of the young people want to work here, Jim. You pay $17 an hour. And they are so stressed. They got to work at Amazon for 8 hours. Then they come over to Ford for work for 7 hours.
First off, can you imagine only paying $17 an hour? Ford just set a record with the most recalls, I think, ever in a 1 year period, and they crossed over 100 different recalls. And I think they doubled a previous record that was in place. So if you get guys working at Amazon for 8 hours, then they're going back to Ford for another 7 or 8 hours. Maybe that's why they've got so many recalls right now. Can you imagine that? I mean, Amazon's got those stories of guys peeing in warehouses because they won't let them take bathroom breaks. So you've got skilled technicians working at Amazon, then coming over to Ford and only get $17 an hour. And somehow they thought that was okay.
And then they sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and then they go back and they're barely getting by. So we took every temporary worker and made them full time. It wasn't easy to do. It was expensive, but I think that's the kind of changes we need to make.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that. But how many years did they have that in place where those temporary workers were doing exactly that? How long did it take Ford to step up to the plate and pay those guys a wage that they deserve for the work that they were doing? Maybe that pays off long-term dividends for them. I would think having full-time employees that you're paying better means that they're going to get better employees long-term and happier employees. Maybe they won't end up with 100 recalls next year. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's an interesting take. It certainly sounds like Ford was on the cheap side if they were only paying their guys $17 an hour, and that's probably led to a lot of issues. So check it out. Talk to you guys later.